Swamp Loggers was more than just a reality show. It provided a look into one of America's most demanding jobs. The primary focus was Bobby Goodson, a man deeply connected to the swamp, his crew, and the family business he worked hard to keep running. The series showed the dangers, sacrifices, and brief successes of life on the edge. When the show ended, it left a quiet space that grew heavier over time. Fans wanted to know why it was gone. They searched online, shared memories, and hoped for a comeback that never happened. Years later, Bobby Goodson finally explains why Swamp Loggers will not return, and the reason is truly heartbreaking. The legend of Swamp Loggers. Bobby Goodson was the heart of his crew, keeping everything running smoothly amidst the chaos. He made it look easy on camera, planning the cuts, handling equipment, and shouting when things got tough. But behind the scenes, he faced tough challenges, bills piling up, low fuel levels, and empty fridges if the load didn't reach the mill. His crew relied on him for guidance, as did their families, the wives waiting for the next paycheck, kids looking forward to their dad's stories at dinner. In Bobby's eyes, you could see the weight of his family's legacy, trying to hold on to a fading way of life in the South. What made this show different from others on reality TV? It was genuine, no fake drama or producer tricks. The tension was real, equipment breaking down, goals slipping away, summer storms turning a good day into a disaster. Fans loved it because it felt authentic. Every engine noise was a gamble on the future, and each broken chain was painful for the entire team. Viewers weren't just watching experts, they were with hard-working individuals who would give everything for their livelihood. But when the show ended, there was no celebration or promise of a new season. Just a strange silence left fans confused and asking what had happened. Why did Bobby and his team disappear when there was still so much excitement? Why did their engines go silent and never rev up on air again? The silence spoke louder than any action. The real reason for their absence was a darker and more heartbreaking story than any reality TV episode. The Swamp as a Battlefield focus on the environment to truly understand the challenges of swamp logging. This isn't a quiet office job or standard logging in the woods. Swamp logging in North Carolina's wetlands can feel like a battle zone. It's not flat fields or dry forests. It's a muddy, unpredictable landscape where heavy machinery can get stuck or tip over at any moment. Every movement requires careful planning against harsh conditions. Mud is the main obstacle, pulling machines down and turning quick tasks into drawn-out struggles. Skidders and feller bunchers face harsh conditions and can get damaged easily. Breakdowns happen regularly and machines use fuel quickly, resulting in many repairs and downtime. One wrong move can leave you stuck and spending money on repairs while you wait to get moving again. Workers often leave exhausted at the end of the day, wondering if they even made a profit. But the swamp has more challenges than just the mud. Snakes lurking in the grass, ready to bite, and swarms of bugs make working very uncomfortable. Hurricanes can hit unexpectedly, flooding areas overnight and forcing teams to improvise or abandon their work. Each day is uncertain, but a good day means completing the job without major setbacks. Bobby Goodson excels in this challenging environment. While many loggers avoid the swamps, Bobby embraces the challenge and sees value in the hard-to-reach timber. His team invests in heavy equipment designed for muddy conditions, with wide tracks and strong hydraulics. While others might give up, he sees opportunities. Bobby understands that logging isn't just about cutting trees, it's about supporting his team. His machines roar to life each morning, promising a day's work. Every piece of equipment connects his workers to their families, who rely on them for their livelihoods. If something goes wrong, it's not just a machine that breaks down. Meals are missed, and bills are unpaid. For city workers, logging might seem simple. For Bobby, it's a test of patience, skill, and leadership. Every day he faces the swamp's challenges, mud, storms, and hazards, all while pushing forward. This gritty reality sets Swamp Loggers apart from other shows. It's raw, risky, and shows struggles many people don't see from afar. Stardom and sacrifice. Discovery Channel noticed the rough reality of Swamp Loggers, and it became a hit. Bobby Goodson and his crew quickly transformed from regular workers to unexpected stars. The challenges of logging in Carolina's wetlands became a nationwide discussion topic in homes. Viewers who had never experienced logging felt inside a machine, holding on tight as it cut through enormous trees. What kept viewers watching was the crew. They weren't scripted characters, they were relatable guys you could have a drink with. They laughed through near misses, felt disappointment when they missed their goals, and celebrated when they finished a tough day. Bobby had a tough yet caring management style. He scolded his crew when they struggled, but always remembered they were people with feelings. Fans admired him as a symbol of hard work and determination. However, fame brought challenges. Filming became a priority and disrupted everyday routines. Schedules changed to accommodate the cameras instead of the weather. Equipment breakdowns halted work, as everyone waited for the perfect shot. Privacy disappeared, and stress increased as deadlines got tighter. What seemed exciting entertainment felt like a risk for Bobby, who had to balance his business and mental health. Every workday turned into a debate between real logging and making a show. Logging was already tough, and now they had an audience watching their mistakes. Things that used to stay within the crew were now shared with millions, which made every mistake feel worse. For Bobby, the pressure highlighted the difficulties of the job, including financial struggles and low morale. Fame didn't fix the issues in the logging business. It didn't lower fuel prices or solve equipment problems quickly. Instead, it made Bobby's struggles public, while viewers could change the channel and move on. Bobby had no escape from the daily demands of his work. The cameras just added extra pressure. Despite the challenges, Bobby achieved something significant. He brought attention to a formidable job and the people behind it. But the cost of fame was high. It affected him, his crew, and the business his father built. Success and hardship are often mixed, creating tension. Fans cheered for the show, but problems were striking a more resounding chord underneath. Cracks in the timber. As time passed, the logging business's minor problems became significant. Working in the swamp was never easy, but now it felt even harder. Production schedules ticked like bombs, bills piled up, and markets changed unpredictably. Every call Bobby made became stressful. Rigs that once felt dependable turned into money pits overnight. Each repair took more money from shrinking profits. Diesel prices rose dramatically, draining cash before they even reached the mill. The mills, which used to buy consistently, became picky about what they accepted. Loads that would fly through in better times were now often rejected, with deals heavily favoring the mills. Each run became risky, not only for the equipment, but also for the workers who depended on those hauls for their income. Cameras captured the excitement of pulling logs through the muck and the cheers when they succeeded. But they didn't show Bobby working late over spreadsheets that didn't add up. The quiet drive home felt heavy as he worried whether next week's pay would cover his crew's wages. While the public celebrated the successes, Bobby's eyes showed the stress of uncertain futures. The logging business has always been tricky. Even in good years, profits were slim. A spike in fuel prices could wipe out a week's hard work. When mills shut down, truck drivers found themselves without work, leaving crews waiting without pay. By the mid-2000s, things had toughened up. The swamp remained wet, machines broke down, and the math became increasingly complex. Bobby carried on, motivated not by fame, but by the responsibility he felt for the workers relying on him. They depended on him to provide for their families, so he kept pushing through, even when the rules didn't make sense. The contracts he faced now favored risk over reward, and new equipment felt less like a way to grow the business and more like a gamble. Bobby understood what many didn't see. The chaos that made the show exciting also hurt the industry. He kept his worries to himself, trying not to let it show on camera. But the pressure kept building, heavy like the mud trapping a stuck machine, making him wonder, how much longer could this go on? A sudden end. Discovery canceled Swamp Loggers after 4 seasons, surprising and disappointing fans. Many felt cheated, especially after connecting with the Goodson family during their swamp work. Bobby felt mixed emotions at the end. He felt relief, but also recognized the stress the show had caused. After the show ended, Goodson's all-terrain logging continued its operations. However, they faced growing challenges, including hurricanes, floods, and a drop in market demand, which made profits harder to come by. In 2020, the pandemic worsened by shutting down mills and limiting exports. Diesel prices rose sharply, increasing their costs and shrinking profits. Bobby, a strong leader, struggled with these tough situations. By 2022, the economy worsened, and rising costs made it increasingly difficult to stay afloat. As bills piled up, Bobby faced a tough choice: keep fighting or consider ending the business. Each financial challenge felt heavy, weighing on his legacy and values. The confession. During a live stream, Bobby announced a significant change that surprised his loyal fans. They were looking for a fun trip down memory lane, but instead they heard some tough news. Bobby, who many remember as the strong Swamp King, showed a face marked by years of hard work. He shared that after almost 40 years, Goodson's all-terrain logging would close down. This decision came after rising fuel prices, shrinking markets, and high costs made it impossible to continue. His message mixed feelings of sadness and strength, highlighting the end of his business and a family tradition fans listened in shock. This wasn't just a drop in ratings but a harsh reality. Bobby's final message hung as the stream ended, closing a chapter of hard work and determination. Goodson's legacy now lives on through reruns and stories shared by fans. He didn't just close a business, he courageously faced the hard truth, leaving a heartfelt goodbye. The mystery is settled. While the swamp may now be quiet, Bobby's influence continues. Is this the end? Or could it be a new start for his story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.